Today, we are diving deep into a topic that honestly is one of the most important things for any beekeeper to master: hive hygiene. We're going to explore why keeping your equipment clean isn't just some chore you can put off. It's your absolute best line of defense for a healthy, thriving colony. So let's get right into it.
So let me ask you something. You're doing all the right things, right? You're checking for mites, you're making sure they've got enough food, you're protecting them from skunks and whatever else. But what if the biggest threat to your bees' survival is something you can't even see?
Yep, you heard me. The real danger could be lurking on the very tools you use to help them. I'm talking about your hive tool, the frames, your smoker, even your gloves. Every single time you open up a hive, you could unknowingly be acting like a Trojan horse, carrying invisible enemies right past their gates. And look, these microscopic bad guys come in all shapes and sizes. We're not just talking about one thing here. Contaminated gear can spread diseases like chalk brood and nosema, those dreaded varroa mites, and just a whole cocktail of nasty bacterial spores, viruses, and fungi. They can hop from hive to hive, or even from your buddy's apiary to yours, all by hitching a ride on your equipment.
Now, one of the biggest offenders, and this is something a lot of beekeepers do, is reusing old comb. I get it, it seems efficient to give the bees a head start, but research shows it's basically a pathogen hotel. In fact, old comb is 4 times more likely to be hiding varroa mites. It's a huge gamble, and frankly, the dice are loaded against your bees.
But, out of all these threats, there's one that stands in a league of its own. One disease so tough, so resilient, that your typical cleaning methods are completely, utterly useless against it.
And here it is, American foul brood, or AFB. This is the big one, folks. Once it gets into your hive, it's game over. There's no treatment. The source material is crystal clear. The only way to deal with it is to euthanize the entire colony and then burn or properly dispose of every single thing it touched. This is exactly why prevention isn't just important, it is everything.
Okay, so how do we build up that defense? How do we prevent this stuff? Well, it all starts with understanding what clean actually means when we're talking about bees. Because there are 2 very different levels we need to get right.
And this right here is a super important distinction: clean versus sterile. See, cleaning is just scraping off the visible gunk, the wax, the propolis, the dirt, and that's a great first step for sure. But sterilization, that's the real endgame. That's when you obliterate all the microscopic threats. So for your hive's health, clean is good, but sterile is what we're aiming for.
All right, knowing the difference is one thing, but how do you actually do it? Well, the good news is there's a pretty straightforward process you can follow. Just think of this as your 5-step defense plan to protect your hives.
Let's just walk through this real quick. Step 1, freeze your gear. This knocks out bigger pests like wax moths. Step 2, scrape and wash. Get all that visible gunk off. Step 3 is the main event, sterilize. We're going to get to the how in just a second. Step 4, dry and inspect. Make sure everything is totally dry and spotless. And finally, step 5, reassemble and store it all in a clean, dry spot. Easy enough, right?
Now for that all-important third step, sterilization. You've actually got a few options in your arsenal. The right one really just depends on your gear and, what you're comfortable with. So let's take a look at the weapons of choice.
Okay, let's break these down. First up is torching. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's great for wooden boxes and metal tools, but obviously it's a major fire hazard. Then you've got boiling with washing soda. It's less work, it's quick, and it's awesome for small stuff. But, and this is a big but, it does not work against foul brood. Finally, you can use chemicals like bleach. They kill most things, but you absolutely need to use serious protective gear. I'm talking gloves, goggles, and a respirator.
And I'm going to say this one more time because it is the most important thing to remember about all this. I cannot stress this enough. These common at-home methods are not considered reliable for killing American foul brood spores. If you even think you have AB, stop. Do not try to clean it yourself. You have to call your local apiary inspector and follow their instructions for disposal. Period.
So, we've talked about the big deep clean, but hive hygiene isn't just a once-a-year thing. The real goal is to build good, consistent habits that just become second nature. It's about becoming a truly vigilant guardian for your bees. So think of this as your new rulebook. Simple stuff, like cleaning your hive tool after every single use. And bigger things, like never ever introducing used equipment without sterilizing it first. Make it a ritual at the start of every season. And hey, if a hive dies out, sterilize the gear anyway, just to be safe. Keep records of what you did and when. And of course, always be safe and make sure you have good ventilation when you're working. When you boil it all down, this is what it's about. It isn't about having the newest gear or the perfect apiary spot. The single most crucial point, the main takeaway, is that consistent, disciplined hygiene is your most powerful weapon against disease. It's what gives your bees the best possible shot, and not just surviving, but thriving. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Your bees are completely dependent on you. They trust you to keep them safe and healthy. So after all this, I want you to take a good, hard look at your own practices. Ask yourself honestly, is my equipment truly safe?